All right, welcome back, everybody, and reached a point to preview my brother here, Brian, and the 12th Mountain original owner, obviously in the red and white division. Headline for him: Glory days long ago.
Exactly. I was just surprised when I looked at it. Like, he hasn't won in recently, and for much shit he talks, I was actually surprised. Looking, he won 7-6 last year. He's 56-37. But I think when I looked at it, it was most of those wins are from the first 4 seasons of the LOC. He is a 2015 LOC champion, and I know he was giving you a hard time about you never winning, but his is from 2015. What have you done recently? I mean, I've never won, but what have you done recently as well?
You hit it right on the head. He's done nothing recently.
Looking at his team, he has Big Ben and Tyrod Taylor. He has Aaron Jones, Josh Jacobs, and Sanders. Cam Akers, I don't know why he drafted. Maybe he thinks he's going to keep him. Looking at the wide receivers, he has Ayuk, Kenny G, Davis, Aguilar, Sanu, which aren't too bad. Tight ends, he has Frisker, who I'm actually pretty high on. I think that's a pretty good pick. He has Hollister and Swam. His IDPs, I have them actually ranked pretty low. I have them ranked at 8.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to hope that Big Ben still has some magic left in that arm. Otherwise, the quarterback position really sucks. I think getting that trade for Aaron Jones now actually worked out for him from Templars. But Jacobs and Sanders they scare me. Kenny G scares me just because of the uncertainty with those guys' situations. The tight end room, in my opinion, is one of the weakest in the league. And the linebacking room, too, you need to have a look at that as well, in my opinion. I mean, other than you trading for Wagner from me, again, I think Jordan Hicks is going to get cut. He might find a new team, but is he going to get integrated into a new system right away? So I honestly think Brian's got one of the weaker rosters in the LOC, and it's not going to be a good year.
Yeah, I mean, I have his quarterback ranked 15 just because I think Big Ben will be, I think I said this before, QB 10, QB 9, QB 11, somewhere in that range. So he'll put up decent amount of points. Running back room, I have a 5 just because of Aaron Jones, but I agree. He did trade Josh Jacobs, got Josh Jacobs from me, but I also got the first overall pick from him, which I took CEH. And then his wide receivers, I have ranked 16th. His tight ends ranked 17th. His flex ranked as 16th as well. And looking at his draft grade, you gave him a C-. I gave him a B-. I mean, his team's not too bad. He took Cam Akers at 6-19. He's not a keeper for this year. I mean, he's not going to play this year probably. So what's the point of drafting a guy that high if you're trying to win here? And he took Tooney in the second round. I wasn't a big fan of that just because I don't think Tooney is going to be good this year. This is not Dynasty. This is LOC where, it's a redraft league. And if you're taking a guy who's probably not going to do too good this year, what's the point of taking him in the second round?
I 100% agree with you. Dynasty, yeah, maybe, like you said, but this is a redraft league. I mean, yeah, we have the 6 keepers, but really we're drafting new players. And Tony was way too early in round 2. Could have got him way later. Gabriel Davis and Aguilar, I think, will produce some points. He picked those guys after. But again, Cam Akers in round 5. So Brian, you talk all the time about guys blowing out their knees and never being the same again. And if you're taking a guy that early in round 5, you're clearly trying to keep him for next year, but the guy might not be the same again. And remember, we only had a small sample size of half a year and lost guys any good. So that's, he could have got an impactful player still at round 5. And Jordan Hicks, again, I keep saying he's going to get cut. Sounds like he's going to get cut. You picked him in round 10. I think that's too early for a linebacker that's likely going to get cut. So I gave you a C-, Brian. I think it was a shitty draft. And, I'm sure when you look at it, you'll say the same thing after you reflect.
For sure. Yeah, projections, you got him going 4 and 9. I got him going 6 and 7. I think he plays, an okay schedule. I think it's middle of the road. I don't think it's too hard. It's not too easy. I think he can squeak out a few wins. I think when I originally did his projections, I had him going 5 and 8, and then I kind of went over them one more time, and I gave him an extra win.
Yeah, I mean, he could go 6 and 7 if Sanders and Jacobs put up big numbers and they actually become premier RB1s. But I think they're going to be more in the middle, and then that's why he's going to go 4 and 9. I think the uncertainties with Kenny G and his health, I think there's just a lot of risk there. And then Big Ben at quarterback. I think with these old quarterbacks, they do good for the first few weeks and then the arm gets tired, right? And then all of a sudden you start seeing them throw the lame ducks like we saw Big Ben in the playoffs against the Browns. He was a joke, right? So I don't think it's going to be a good year for Brian, but I think Krista has fallen beneath him with her injuries, and he'll stick around and possibly squeak into that consolation playoff.
Yeah, that's very possible. I know, speaking with him, trying to make a couple of trades with him, he's kind of been like, hey, let me make sure I'm staying in the league before I actually make any trades. So I think he's also in the same, that his team's not that good.